So I want to know which Halo game has the best cover art. Well, obviously none of them are the best because it's really all just preference, but there are a few things that I feel make some better than others. Now, I asked this question on my Twitter and Instagram, and I seen a lot of people saying they liked Halo 1, 2, 3, and ODST the most. That's what I seen the most of, those 4 games. I seen a couple Halo 4s, a couple Infinites, and a few Halo Wars, but for the most part it was Halo 1, 2, 3, and ODST, and I can completely understand why. So, yeah, let's go through them all. Let's start with Halo CE. So, first off, this image is just beautiful. I mean, it's great. You got the main character right there. You got the Halo ring in the background, a nice little action scene in the background. You have one of them Forerunner towers over there in the back right. This really is just a perfect for the cover art of Halo 1. You know, you can't knock it. I don't know how anyone could disagree. Next up, you got Halo 2. And I'll tell you right now, this is maybe not easily my favorite, because there are some other ones that I really like, but this one is my favorite. First off, you got the Master Chief in this really cool stance, which I really like, because this is a very iconic, unique stance for the Chief. Right? If you see another video game character in this exact stance, you're gonna think Halo. You're gonna think the Chief. Some of the other stances that the Master Chief is in like Halo 1 and Halo 3, you'll see it's just a really basic stance. You see plenty of other games with the main character on the front of the case with, you know, their gun lowered or looking right at the camera. But this is a unique stance, and I just like it, honestly. Also, you got New Mombasa in the background, and the Covenant ships rolling in. That's cool. But what's really awesome about this, about the cover art for Halo 2, is you got the Chief dual wielding right there on the front of the game. Like, that's something you couldn't do. That was a new feature in Halo 2, dual wielding, and there it is right there on the front of the case. And I think that makes this image more impactful. Like, imagine people who played a ton of Halo 1. Halo 1 being the great success that it was. And then on the Halo 2 cover art, you got the Chief dual-wielding SMGs. Which, for one, is a new weapon that wasn't in Halo 1, but you also obviously couldn't dual-wield in Halo 1. Like, how could you not get hyped about that? Moving right along, you got Halo 3. Now, Halo 3, I love this image. This is beautiful to me. This has been my desktop background for 8 years now, since I got my very first desktop. That has been my background the whole time, and I've never changed it. I love this image, but it isn't my favorite. Like, first off, like I already mentioned, you know, you got the Chief and his weapons lowered. It's not some, you know, unique stance like it was in Halo 2. You know, this is kind of a very basic image, but I do love it. Also, the background of this image, I'm not entirely sure what we're looking at here. You know, you got clouds. I think that piece right there is part of like the orbital tower or something like that. The thing that you watch fall apart in ODST. I'm not sure. I could be completely wrong. I'm guessing that image is on the Ark, but it's not. There's nothing really recognizable about it. In Halo 2's, you have New Mombasa in the background. And some of Halo 2's missions took place in New Mombasa. And, you know, it's very recognizable on Halo 2's cover art. That's the city right there. In Halo 3's, I guess that's the Ark. Sure. But then again, that could just be anything. It's nothing too special. Then you got Halo 3 ODST. And like I said, this is another one that I noticed a lot of people liked, which, of course, I mean, a lot of these are all great, you know? Halo 2's is just my favorite. I don't think some of the other ones are bad, but Halo 2's just my favorite. ODST's is also another good one, which, by the way, both Halo 2 and ODST's cover art are shown the city of New Mombasa in the background. I mean, obviously Halo 2 shows it more than ODST's does here, but that is in New Mombasa. Obviously, in this image, they're showing off the ODST which that's who you play as in this game. He also has the silenced SMG, which I just realized, man, this does have a lot of similarities to Halo 2's. In Halo 2's cover art and ODST, they're both in New Mombasa, and they both have SMGs. I just noticed that. Next up, we have Halo Wars, which I was trying to do the games in order, and I guess I accidentally skipped Halo Wars, but we'll do it now. This is another really great one that I love, and I think it's so perfect for the game because it shows this large army, a ton of infantry and vehicles, and that's what Halo Wars is all about, controlling a ton of different units. And yeah, this image is perfect for the cover of Halo Wars. Also, it looks like Halo. Those Spartans look like Spartans. Those weapons look like Halo weapons. And that's sort of something that 343 tends to struggle with, getting their Halo games to look like Halo. Then we got Halo Reach, which, I don't know how I feel about this. It's good. It's showing Noble Team right there on the cover art, but I'm not too crazy about it. Again, like the background, what am I looking at exactly? Obviously, I'm assuming it's Planet Reach, but there's nothing really recognizable in the background. In Halo 1, you clearly seen the Halo ring in the background. In Halo 2, you clearly saw New Mombasa in the background. I mean, yeah, with Halo Reaches, we're looking at Planet Reach in the background, I guess, but honestly, that could be anything. Like, if the game wasn't called Halo Reach, I wouldn't know that is Planet Reach. You know what I mean? And you know how with Halo 2's cover art, you have the Chief dual wielding, which was a new feature in Halo 2? Well, what was new to Halo Reach was armor abilities. Like, that's a big part of the game. So I kind of feel like you should have had some Spartans jetpacking or sprinting here. Maybe somebody armor locking. I kind of feel like that you should have had these Spartans in action using some of these abilities. In Halo 3's cover art, I think there could have been a bubble shield maybe in the background, something like that, because equipment was new to Halo 3. It seems like Bungie was proud of dual wielding and wanted to show that off on Halo 2's box art, and then equipment and armor abilities kind of got the shaft as far as the cover art for the game goes. I mean, that's a big part of the game. Especially armor abilities, that changes the game even more significantly than equipment in Halo 3 did. And yeah, I just feel like they should have shown that off on the cover of the game. You know, had, like I said, had one of the Spartans jetpacking, somebody sprinting, you know. And next up we got Halo 4, which is my least favorite of all of them. I know that might be a shock to some people. Some people said this was their favorite, but I don't know what it is, and I really have no better way of explaining it besides just saying that it looks weird to me. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, the image, I don't know. You know how, like, concept art looks? This kind of looks similar to, like, concept art to me. It doesn't look right. I don't know. I'm not sure what it is. And I actually got the limited edition for Halo 4, so I got the steelbook. I actually didn't have the case where this is the cover art, but I'm kind of glad because yeah, I'm not a huge fan of it. I'm just, like I said, I can't really explain it. It just looks weird to me, and it's nothing too special. Yeah, I guess there's a lot going on, a lot of destruction. It's being sucked in or whatever, you know, whatever. But it's just, I don't know. I'm not impressed by it. Also. You get to see the Chief with his new armor, which I just think looks absolutely terrible. I never thought the Master Chief stopped looking like the Master Chief. You know, like he looked like Chief to me in 4 and even 5. But I can't stand the way his armor looks in those games compared to Halo 3, 2, or 1, you know. So yeah, I guess that has a lot to do with it. One, I said it looked weird to me, and 2, I hate his armor, and 3, I like the background. I really don't have any idea what I'm looking at. I guess that's the planet Requiem, like sucking in his ship and everything in. But yeah, I guess that's sure. I mean, I guess it's okay. I'm just not a fan of it. What I'm trying to say is it doesn't stand out to me, or the background's too busy. I don't know. Whatever. I don't like it. Next up, we have Halo 5. I think this kind of goes without saying. I mean, okay, what am I looking at here? There's a Guardian in the background. Still don't really understand the presence of Guardians in Halo 5, you know, when they weren't in Halo 1 through 4, and I never ever heard anything about them in those games, but you know, here they are. There's a bunch of them in Halo 5, and that's cute. You got Locke and Chief facing off like they're enemies or something. Okay, sure. I have no fucking idea what that city is. Yeah, no, I don't know. No, I have no idea what the city is. I've played the game, I don't know what that city is. Cortana. Where the fuck's Cortana? Should have been on the case. That's who should have been on for the cover art of Halo 5. From the campaign to the multiplayer to the cover art, there's nothing about Halo 5 that I like. Besides the Forge, that's about it. Okay. Or hey, where's the Arbiter? Put the Arbiter or Halsey or somebody on this cover art before you put Locke. Just some made up, or Buck. Put Buck on here before Locke. What? Jesus, man. Next, we got Halo Master Chief Collection. This is the new cover art or splash screen for the game. So you can see Reach has been added up in the top right. I don't know if this really counts as a cover art because it's just a collection, but yeah, nothing special about this one. But I will say that I really wish they would have used the classic Master Chief helmet and not the Halo 4 and 5 design for this. Next, we have Halo CE Anniversary. And I'll say right now, this is a huge downgrade from Halo CE's original box art. I don't know why we just turned everything black and white. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. I mean, I guess that it's the Anniversary edition, but why wouldn't you want to show off the world and the graphics and how good they look? Why just make everything black and white? I don't really understand that. I mean, this is an image that looks good for like a minute, and then that's it. And I feel like 343 does that a lot with certain aspects of Halo. They'll opt for certain designs or artwork that looks good, or even sounds in the game, things that sound good, for a couple minutes, and then I'm over it. I feel like Bungie really put a lot of time and thought into how these certain things would hold up over time. And I don't feel like 343 does that as much. Like, I even think in one of Bungie's old Vidocs for Halo 3, they say something along the lines of their multiplayer maps have to be fun for the 100th and 200th and 1000th time. They say something like that.
It's pretty obvious to us when we start working on these maps that they have to be fun for the 100th and the 200th and the 1000th time.
Yeah, like, I feel like Bungie put a lot of thought into how all these different aspects of the game would hold up over time. But with 343, I feel like they just see something that looks good, and boom, there it is, ship it, put it in the game. They don't really think about how that will hold up down the road. Or maybe they just don't have the heart to tell some of their artists that their work is terrible. I don't know. Next, I guess we'll look at Halo 2 Anniversary. Again, I don't know if this one really counts because this isn't really an official... Halo 2 Anniversary really isn't like its own game. Obviously, it's part of the Master Chief Collection, but I guess this is the cover art for Halo 2 Anniversary if you want to consider it that. And we turned the Chief black and white. Okay, and then we got the background very bright and washed out. And we got rid of the phantoms. Okay, great job. This is so much better than the original, I gotta say. Yeah, let's get that one out of here. Okay, and apparently I have no idea what I'm talking about. So here is another image I found of the Halo 2 anniversary cover art, or the cover art for the soundtrack at least, where you can see it's a wider image. You can see more of the city in the background. You can see phantoms and banshees, and this is definitely a much better image than the first one I just showed. And then I find out that the cover of the original Halo 2, didn't even have banshee or phantoms in the background. This is the original Halo 2 cover art. There are no phantoms, but then there's also this image with phantoms in the background, and then you have this other image of Halo 2's art that I think this came from like the Hunt the Truth or something like that. I'll link a Halo follower video in the description where he talks about this that I found in my research I just did, and so there's so many different images here, and and this image right here with the banshees and everything, I don't know if this is an image that came straight from 343, or was this something Bungie created but never put out, and then 343 did for the Hunt the Truth stuff. I'm very, very, very confused right now. And this image where it shows some phantoms in the background, I thought that this was just like a cropped image of this wider image that shows many more phantoms and banshees, but like even like the cracks on the surface that the chief is standing on, they don't exactly match the cracks from this image right here. So it's not exactly the same image, just cropped. But in that video I linked, apparently like the whole story is some photographer took this footage, and then he cropped it, he got rid of a few things, and he made it look better, and I don't even know. But the video link to that's in the description. So a lot of the things I said in this video don't hold up, because apparently the cover of Halo 2 wasn't even what I thought it was. There's no phantoms in the cover of Halo 2. That being said, it is still my favorite, and I do like it more than the Halo 2 Anniversary. But yeah, I just thought I'd mention all that. Yeah, I was very confused when I noticed all this. But yeah, moving on. Halo Spartan Assault. Okay, I do kind of like the action that's going on in the background here. I do like seeing the enemies, the hunters, the grunts. Even why is that hunter so giant? I don't know. You got a Wraith, an Elite. You know, I like seeing that going on in the background. But you got this Spartan. Who is this? This is the chick from Halo 4. I forgot what her name is. But like that doesn't really look like a Spartan to me. That doesn't really scream Halo at me. But yeah, it's not terrible. It's really not. And that's the main character. That's who you play as in the game. But so yeah, it's not terrible. It's just not one of the best. Again, Halo Spartan Strike. You got this orange thing in the foreground. And again, I am kind of digging the background. I do like the enemies, and you got the action, the Warhog, the city in the background. I like the Sky, one of the Covenant cruisers. I don't hate it. It's just the what is that helmet? I don't even like these type of Spartans. Like, this doesn't look like a Spartan to me. And why is he orange? Like Halo, how Spartans looked in Halo 1, 2, 3, Halo Wars. Those look like Spartans to me. Obviously, they all look similar to Master Chief, but some of the Spartans in Halo 4 and 5 just look goofy as hell. I mean, Halo Reach's Spartans looked a lot different than the first three, than the Chief, but I could kind of take them serious, and they looked pretty good. But Halo 4 and 5, they're just too silly to me, and they also look very plasticky, which is a common criticism for the way Spartans look in Halo 4 and 5. And now I want to go back to Halo Wars because I skipped a few related to Halo Wars. You've got the Halo Wars Limited Edition, and this has the Arbiter on the box art, dual-wielding swords, which is badass, and just an entire army of Covenant behind them. So I like this. My feelings are basically the same way, the same feelings I had about the original Halo Wars cover, except in this one it's just Covenant, and it definitely still looks like Halo. Then we got the Halo Wars 2 cover art, and I know a lot of people like this one as well. Yeah, it's showing a lot of different soldiers and vehicles, which is what Halo Wars is all about, so it stays true to that. Also shows the new enemy in the game, Atriox, in the center. So yeah, this one's not bad either. I never played Halo Wars. That's the only Halo game I never played. But no, this isn't terrible, but it's definitely not my favorite. And last but certainly not least, we have Halo Infinite. Now, this is a cool image. I like the image, but not for the cover art of the game. I just think it's a little too bland, plain. It just doesn't really nothing really stands out to me. Yeah, you got the Chief with his classic armor on. Cool, great. And the AR, I don't know why it's the Halo Reach assault rifle. I actually am not a fan of that. I would have liked to seen the Chief with his classic armor and the classic AR design. It doesn't even make sense to me why it's the Reach AR. Halo 1 through 5 have the same AR design, and then in Halo Infinite we go back to the Reach assault rifle design. I don't get that. But yeah, in the background we're looking at the Installation 07 or Zeta Halo, whatever it's called, or that's what people have predicted it is. But yeah, you got a couple Forerunner beams in the background, but it's just nothing too special to me. You also got a couple, I think, floating structures, that looks like to me. Yeah, I mean, I feel like there should have been more. Sentinels, wildlife, all kinds of other additional things in this picture, but this is just too plain. I'm not really a fan of it at all. I guess they weren't ready to show all that yet, or there's just still because they haven't shown a lot for Halo Infinite at all. They've been very secretive. So maybe that's the reason this cover art is so plain and uninteresting, but yeah, it's not a bad image, just I don't like it for the cover art of the game. Now that's pretty much it for this video. Obviously we're just talking about cover art here, so it's really not a big deal, but those are my thoughts on it. And yeah, let me know. I want to know what you guys think. What is your favorite cover art for a Halo game? Like I said, mine is Halo 2. I really love that cover art, even though Halo 3 is my favorite game, and even though Halo 3's cover art has been my desktop background, like I said, for 8 years, Halo 2's is still my ultimate favorite. Let me know what yours is, and yeah, that's it. And yeah, all my social links are in the description. I gotta say that. I feel the need to say that at the end of every video, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Alright, bye guys.